I think that he knew what I was going to be the day I was born. I think he has this all planned out to find out how I would take this and how I would carry it. You know what I'm saying?
Never gets old. Never, ever, ever gets old. Happy Friday to everyone out there in the ether. I just wanted to come on here and do a quick little week recap before we go into the weekend. A lot happened this week. A lot is always happening. I can hardly keep up. Truly, I can hardly keep up. It's just one thing after another. Some good things, mostly just crazy things. Pam Bondi got fired yesterday. Pam Bondi got fired yesterday. And honestly, I'm not mad about it. I'm pretty glad about it. And I'm going to explain to you why in a moment. Let's go ahead and watch this quick recap about what's going on with Pam Bondi.
Pam Bondi is out at the Department of Justice. President Trump made the announcement
What in the world? Hold on. Having some technical difficulties here. Okay. Goodness. Hold on. Wait. Can you guys hear it? No. What is happening? Not technical difficulties. Why can't I hear anything?
reportedly not happy after the DOJ's underperformance.
All right. Let's try this again. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Pam Bondi is out at the Department of Justice. President Trump made the announcement today, and there's no official word on who will permanently replace her as the nation's top lawyer. The president has placed Todd Blanche as acting attorney general. Bondi has been on thin ice for months with the president, first for overpromising on the Epstein files. That created a frenzy by some influencers who lashed out when they realized the documents she released had already been made public. Then yesterday, the president was reportedly not happy after the DOJ's underperformance, arguing to end birthright citizenship before the Supreme Court. But the president praised Bondi today, saying on Truth Social, quote, "We love Pam," and announcing she would be moving to a job in the private sector. Now, Bondi posted on X following her firing and the new position, saying, in part, "I am thrilled about where I will continue fighting for President Trump and this administration. I remain eternally grateful for the trust that President Trump placed in me to make America safe again."
Wow. I'm someone who pays attention to words, right? And so when I hear words like she overpromised on the Epstein files, how do you overpromise on releasing the files that you campaigned on releasing? So kind of shifting the blame on Pam Bondi and making her the scapegoat, I'm not in agreement with that because it's like it's so much bigger than her. She's the attorney general. She's not the president. She's following orders. And how can she overpromise on the Epstein files and get in trouble for that? You know, they ran on releasing the files. And so the expectation was the files were going to be released. That was her job. And she did it poorly. Another thing that I paid attention to is the words that influencers lashed out over how the files were handled. It wasn't just influencers that were lashing out. And it wasn't just about how the files were handled. And it wasn't even lashing out. It was a justified outcry from the American people of like, hey, this is not okay. We want these people held accountable. We want to know what happened. We want names. We want this done properly as you promised and campaigned. So words like the influencers lashed out, Bondi overpromised, that to me is just like, okay, lots of red herrings, lots of look this way while we do this over there, lots of bait and switch. And so for me, I liked Pam Bondi at first. I thought she was doing okay. Where she lost me, though, was with the handling of the Epstein files. And I think that's where she lost most people. I saw this interview, I think maybe 1 or 2 months ago, from the survivors of Epstein. And they had this to say about how Pam Bondi handled the Epstein file hearing.
And when that congressman put up a picture of former Prince Andrew, and Pam Bondi refused to acknowledge, and that was the thing about it, every time.
I don't know what's going on with my technology today. Excuse me, y'all.
And when that congressman put up a picture of former Prince Andrew, and Pam Bondi refused to acknowledge, and that was the thing about it. Every time there was a question about Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell, our perpetrators, the contempt you almost see rise in her body, her whole face. I mean, I purposefully turned my body that way and stared at her to see, like, will you turn around and in one moment acknowledge and look at us, okay? Because Virginia was trashed for her allegations. I mean, ripped apart for years. She was a lone survivor.
So this woman is Virginia Guthrie's sister-in-law. Virginia Guthrie's brother is her husband, and he's sitting right beside her. And Virginia Guthrie was one of the first women to come forward about her experience with Jeffrey Epstein. And also she's the one that outed Prince Andrew. And so this woman is saying during that Epstein hearing, Pam Bondi wouldn't even turn around to look at the survivors. She wouldn't even acknowledge their presence. And I have a picture of that very moment that this woman right here is describing. Like, look at this. These are Epstein's survivors. And the utter contempt, like she said, Pam Bondi wouldn't even acknowledge them, wouldn't turn around and look at them. And so for me, it was at that moment where I'm like, she lost me. I'm good on Pam Bondi. Like, this is what you all campaigned on. And to not even have any ounce of remorse, any ounce of sympathy for the Epstein victims and the Epstein survivors, like, I'm good on you. So for me, I'm glad she got fired. Let's move along to Tyler Robinson. He's finally the mystery man coming out of hiding, or his lawyer. We're getting some type of update about him. Let's go ahead and watch that. Y'all, I have no idea what is going on. I'm having so many technical difficulties today. Please do not mind me. Let's go ahead and add this video. If it will act right. My goodness.
Nearly 7 months since conservative political.
I don't know what's going on. Okay. Let's try this again.
It's been nearly 7 months since conservative political activist Charlie Kirk was shot and killed during a Utah Valley University campus event on September 10th last year. Now, attorneys for Tyler Robinson, the man charged in Kirk's killing, are asking to delay his preliminary hearing to review a mountain of material they say could help his defense. In a new court filing, the defense claims in an ATF report summary that the agency, quote, was unable to identify the bullet recovered at autopsy to the rifle allegedly tied to Mr. Robinson.
Doesn't mean that those bullets aren't the same or that they aren't connected. It just means there isn't enough evidence there to come to a conclusion.
CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson says this is not unusual.
It is sometimes difficult to match bullets that were recovered at autopsy with bullets that are associated with a defendant's gun. And that could be based on lack of evidence and lack of markings on those bullets.
Robinson has been charged with aggravated murder in Kirk's death. He has not yet entered a plea. Prosecutors intend to seek the death penalty.
Robinson hid the gun and told his roommate to delete incriminating text messages.
Prosecutors allege Robinson admitted to killing Kirk in those text exchanges.
Roommate, you weren't the one who did it, right? Robinson, I am. I'm sorry.
Prosecutors also say they have DNA evidence that connects Robinson to the killing. Levinson says the inability to conclusively match the bullet won't necessarily damage the prosecution's case.
Pardon me? Y'all, this is not funny in the slightest. It's outrageous. The inability to match the bullet to the alleged gun that was used in unaliving Charlie Kirk, that's not going to stop us from getting a conviction. What are you talking about? That's not how law works. That's not how evidence is supposed to work. I get the sense that what they're doing is we have found our guy and we're going to make the evidence match it. That's not how law is supposed to work. You're supposed to find the evidence and it point you to the guy. They're building this case around Tyler Robinson instead of letting the case point them to Tyler Robinson. And them acting like those text messages are definitive proof at this point, it's hilarious. It's hilarious because it's like the text messages prove nothing, have not proven anything. Now you're saying the bullet doesn't match the firearm, but you're not going to let that stop you. Don't let truth get in the way. Don't let something like evidence that doesn't add up get in the way of giving this guy the death penalty. Like, what? If you're thinking about having that severe of a sentence, this investigation needs to be more thorough. This investigation needs to, overturn every stone and look into every option. And we know that that's not happening. We know that that's not happening. They've decided that it's Tyler Robinson. And so the evidence will match it. And they're saying it themselves. We're not going to let something like the bullet fragments not matching the alleged weapon stop us from getting a conviction. We have a mountain of evidence. No, you don't. Candace has a mountain of evidence. She has a mountain of evidence. Y'all ain't got a mountain of evidence. I think it's what a time to be alive. It's a very interesting time to be alive. And I hope we get more updates about Tyler Robinson because it's been a while since they themselves have come out and said anything about this here guy who allegedly did the crime. I mean, he fits the bill. He looks scary enough, but it has to make sense. It just does. We're going to end this on a positive note, guys. Okay, we're going to give you an update on the Justin Baldoni situation. Judge tosses Blake Lively's sexual harassment claims against Justin Baldoni 1 month before trial. And who didn't see that coming? If you were paying attention to the whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively situation last year, again, Candace Owens laid it out. All the evidence was there. And I loved his lawyer, by the way. He's like, okay, you want to be messy? You want to take this public? Here's a whole website. Let the public decide who was in the wrong and who was the right. And we could very clearly see that this was a sham case brought against Justin Baldoni to ruin his reputation and steal his movie. And I'm very, very glad that he's been vindicated. Look at the smile on this guy's face. That's the smile of an innocent man. Okay. That gives me a little bit of hope as we're talking about sham cases and we're talking about, things maybe not being the most fair, when it comes to the justice system. It seems like things are maybe working out for Justin Baldoni, and I'm very happy about that. I hope he gets a fat check. I hope he gets everything that he lost back, and I'm glad that this has worked out for him because we all knew that suit that she brought against him wasn't right. So congratulations to Justin Baldoni. Good morning and good afternoon to only him. I pray that he has an amazing weekend, and he deserves to go out and celebrate. Hopefully we get more justice. Hopefully we get a new attorney general that's going to do the actual job. Congressman Thomas Massey tweeted at the new attorney general. He's like, hey, congratulations on the new gig. You have 30 days to release the rest of the Epstein files before you're going to be held liable. I said, yes, Thomas Massey. He's always my mood. He is always the mood. We just need 100 more of him, and I think we would be all right. Thank you all for watching. Have an amazing weekend. Go out and enjoy it. He is risen. Indeed, it is Easter weekend. Go to church. Invite your friends to church. Make your brunch plans now. Lay out your Easter Sunday outfit on the bed and just take a deep breath because by Monday, there'll be some more mess on the news that we'll have to get into. You all have a great rest of your day and thank you for watching. Please make sure that you like and subscribe. I don't know what was going on with my technology today, but I swear it's not normally like this. It's streamlined. Getting it together, guys. Okay, so if you're new here, thank you for watching. Please come back next week where we're going to run a tighter ship. Okay, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Wanna see everybody throw it up. If you ain't folks, can't go with us. After school program, just don't do